All right, we're going to talk about choosing the right tech for your signature program. So you might be currently using a platform right now and you're not sure if it's the right one, or you're in the stage of trying to choose one, but there's a lot of options that are out there and it can feel really overwhelming when you're trying to make this decision. And the problem is if you choose the wrong platform now, it can end up leading to a lot of issues later on down the road. It can end up costing you a lot of additional time, wasted money. It can delay you getting your offer up and running. And so you really want to make sure that whatever tech that you choose is right the first time. So in this video, we're going to walk through a lot of things that you should be considering before you choose the platform for your signature program. If you're in different Facebook groups, I'm sure that you've seen people posing the question, what is the best tool to use for XYZ? And honestly, I've done the same thing. I remember when I first created my online course, I went with the first platform that was recommended to me. I didn't think of anything else. I didn't try to research anything. I just went with what was recommended to me because I was told it was the best at the time. And looking back, it really wasn't based on the stage that I was in my business. So I totally get it. If you've ever asked those questions in different Facebook groups, trying to, get recommendations from your peers or other people that are doing something similar to you, it's understandable. It happens all the time. But in all honesty, these random strangers cannot tell you what is going to be best. They are going to be going off of popularity, price, their own personal experience, and they really have no other way to give you that recommendation because chances are you're not going into deep detail about your signature offer. But if they don't know the unique needs of your business and how you want your offer to be set up, there's no way that the recommendations that you're going to get are going to 100% sure be the best options for you. Every platform comes with its own set of limitations, and they're not always going to align with the functionality that you are going to need for your signature program. Even the most popular options may not be able to support the functionalities that you need for your signature program. Another common way to choose is going with the most cost-effective option. You might end up paying more in the long run because now you're having to add on other tools that you didn't realize that you needed. And really, you need to let your offer determine the platforms that you choose. And what I mean by that is if you haven't mapped out your funnel from start to finish so that you fully understand the experience that your students want to have in your program, you have a clear understanding of what your onboarding and offboarding process is going to look like, knowing what automations that you're going to have to set up, knowing whether or not all of the tools that you're going to need for your program integrate with each other, you're never going to know what platforms are best for your offer either. So before you start signing up for platforms, it's really important that you have a clear understanding of what the flow of your offer is going to look like. The second thing to consider is that recommendations can be very biased. And you'll notice if you have ever pose the question where you're asking for recommendations for, whatever it is, where to host your course, email marketing platforms, there's no shortage of recommendations. And that's oftentimes because people have affiliate links that allow them to earn commission if you sign up through their link. And look, I'm all for affiliate links. I use them myself for the platforms that I trust. And I believe everyone should benefit from recommending platforms that they truly stand behind. But with that being said, a lot of times those recommendations might be in that person's best interest rather than yours. And you'll also notice there are people who are die-hard loyal fans to a platform because they have had so much success using it. And so they're giving a recommendation based on their personal experience. But again, just because they had great success with it doesn't automatically mean that it's going to be the best platform for you. The third thing to consider is plan limitations and tool integrations. And this is oftentimes overlooked, but if your platform doesn't integrate with other tools that you're using in your business, you might end up having to pay for additional software or learn more tech, which adds another layer of complexity. But not only that, platforms have plan limitations that restrict your ability to create the amount of products that you need, or they might limit access to certain features. So then you're realizing that you might have to upgrade to a plan that you weren't prepared to pay for, or worst case scenario, you have to migrate to a whole new platform. And that is very time consuming, and that's not something that you want to deal with. So when I'm talking about tool integrations, I'm meaning that one tool that you might be using may not natively talk to another tool that you're using based on the actions that you're taking. So for example, if you're using Kajabi, but you're using Flowdesk for your email marketing platform, they don't integrate natively, which means that you're going to have to use a third-party tool like Zapier or Pabbly to connect the two together so that they talk to each other. Meaning that say someone buys your offer in Kajabi and you want to automatically add them into Flowdesk, you would have to use Zapier Zapier or Pabbly or a similar tool to make that happen. Now, if you are using Kajabi and Kit, which used to be called ConvertKit, you don't have to use Zapier for that because they natively integrate. So although Zapier and Pabbly have free plans, depending on how many Zaps you need to set up, you might not be able to get away with the free plan. You might end up having to pay for the higher plan. And not only that, there's going to be a learning curve, especially if you don't feel comfortable with tech. So that's why during a funnel intensive, we will review the current tools that you're using in your business. We'll clarify your goals for your funnel and identify the best platforms for your particular needs. You'll also receive a detailed report that outlines all of the necessary components, along with a detailed funnel map for your evergreen funnel. So if you're ready to choose the right platforms from the start, or maybe you need to figure out if the tools that you're currently using are best for you at this particular time, feel free to book a next steps call with me by going to effortlesslaunch.com, and we'll see if a funnel intensive is right for you.